Hey, Grimmy here, back with another video, and this time I'm going to be showcasing Ultimate Gohan who transforms into Beast Gohan, who released last Legends Festival. I'm going to be showing him off at 14 stars, along with 3 Zenkai buffers, which would be Cell Saga Trunks, Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, as well as OG Legends Limited Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. He won't be the only 14-star unit that I'm going to be bringing into the fight. I'm also going to be bringing both of the headlining 6th anniversary units, which are Super Vegito and Gogeta Blue. Super Vegito is in the leader slot because he's the only one who's on Majin Buu Saga, and both Gohan and Gogeta are on movies, so they have that initial synergy to help them out. In terms of equipment, you can check for yourself. I'm rocking the teamwork equipment that has an increasing buff with each battle member that uses it, team member that uses it, as well as the Legends ranking strike equipment just for that extra damage, as well as the superhero equipment for Gohan, because it is like one of the best equipment that we can put on him. Now, as you may see on the screen, they're not at 14 stars. Not a single one of the units that I'm bringing are actually 14 stars. So in order to actually make this video idea into a reality, I'm going to be taking these guys into training battle, just to kind of show off that maximum potential and just how well this Gohan works in the current meta, if we were to kind of take a fair point of measurement, and to see how well he can work together with the anniversary units when they're all at their absolute peak and maximum power, which is at 14 stars. And, you know, obviously, both of the anniversary units have that HP buff, and we're definitely going to see that in action with these, just make him have a higher amount of survivability, which hopefully we'll get to see more of in the actual fights. So, let's just jump right in. Alright, first round up against, what is this? This is sort of like a Universe Rep team that's also Sun Family. And, you know, obviously this team isn't the most meta at the moment, but once again, these characters are all at 14 stars. And if my opponent can play well, catch me off guard, then yeah, this team definitely has a chance of prevailing. But looking at the team that I'm rocking, I don't know. Like, definitely kit-wise, my team is absolutely superior, but my opponent lands the perfect vanish and deals a pretty solid amount of damage. Here we can actually see Gohan's blast cover change in action. It's just so rare to see nowadays, and having that blast cover change is just so refreshing, because who has a blast cover change these days? Probably just like the Vegeta side of Vegito. Go for the first special move again. Special moves are just super accessible with this Gohan, and I just drew another one through his green card, and I can pop it again if I really want to. But first, this Dokubaki Impact. I win by a pretty significant margin, though not by a lot. And I just go for the other blue card. The blue card just gives vanishing gauge, and that just makes it so much easier to use the character. Super flexible, super light, I guess. He's just really hard to hit and hits hard back. That's the first round. Pretty easy victory. Moving on to the second match, up against Sun Family, featuring Ultra UI Goku, Ultra Beast Gohan, hopefully never, OG LF Beast Gohan, as well as Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Now this team definitely has a shot of beating mine, higher than the first round, absolutely, especially with UI Goku's lock-in, and the various kind of BS mechanics that come out of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. This combo starter is definitely great. We're definitely looking at a pretty solid Gogeta combo here. I think these, you know, tag characters just have such an easy time maintaining those combos, and just look at they're just unstoppable. Go for the blue card to fill up the switch gauge, make it easier to tag switch, and go for the Dokubaki Impact there, because there wasn't really much else that I could do. I'm not rocking Super Saiyan 2 Gohan myself, so there is that kind of initial disadvantage of not having any armor break blast cards. Here I go for the fusion, which is kind of pointless because I didn't really take any damage. It's just super effective to use right now, because if I get the assault chain rolling, what'll end up happening is I can cancel both Ultra Gohan and Ultra Goku's effects. Oh, sorry, that's such a weird thing to say, Ultra Goku. Ultra UI Sign Goku's, you know, counter effects and his special cover change as well, as you can see here. Unfortunately, I didn't really make the most of it. This is definitely, you know, Gogeta's definitely taking the spotlight from Gohan this time around, doing an insane amount of damage through his Rising Rush and actually landing, which is great. One of the I guess, issues with Gogeta, which I mentioned in this video before, is that, you know, his Rising Rush isn't a guaranteed hit. It has a chance of being guessed, unlike Vegito's. And so that is an inherent disadvantage that he has, but again, he can still perform well. Absolutely. And this time, it's Vegeta's turn, moving straight into Gohan. And unfortunately, Gohan doesn't have any sort of, you know, unique gimmicks that prevent him from being countered by his Ultra Super Saiyan 2 version of himself. Go for the transformation there just to, you know, scare my opponent. Gohan's unique gauge wasn't full, so we're not getting those extra transformation effects when he goes into Beast. Go for the green card that gives me the blue card, obviously one of the best strategies for Gohan, and actually land the kill. Yeah, one of the best parts about Gohan is just how accessible his blue cards are and just how much damage they can do. They do even more damage with a full unique gauge, but even without it, it can be used to execute a lot of these opponents, especially when they all have already taken a little bit of damage, as well as this cute windscreen. Always nice to see. But yeah, that was a pretty easy match, and goes to show just how high Gohan's executing power really is. Now, this is the third and final match of the video, going up against an actual meta team. Zenkai have Corrupted Fusion Zamasu, Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, as well as Gogeta Blue. This team is a lot tougher than anything that we faced before in the video. And as you can see from the, you know, bar, how much time we have left for the video, you can kind of get a taste of what we're about to see in this fight. Just to remind all of you, these videos are all pre-recorded. They're replays that you can actually see from the various, you know, hints that are shown in the video in the game's UI to show that, hey, this is in fact a replay. Go for the cover change there with Goku, super easy. One of the best parts about Goku is that, one of the best parts about Gohan that makes him at least a little bit more balanced is that his special cover change nullification isn't eternal, so if you're patient enough, it's definitely easy to override. Go into Gogeta here because, let's be real here, Ultimate Gohan wasn't standing a chance against this guy. That was actually some pretty solid tanking from Gogeta, and the perfect vanish as well, so the match is definitely going in my direction here, in my favor. Go for the green card with Gohan, which draws me the blue card, and obviously I went for the blast because my opponent doesn't have any blast cover changes, which again is one of the weaknesses of the current meta, something that Gohan does not suffer from, which is great. My opponent gets the PV on me, and luckily waited a little too long, which gives me the... Whoa! Okay. Man. Like, when I actually was doing the fight, I remember how dizzying it was just seeing me vanishing, and then my opponent vanishing, and then me vanishing again. Super confusing, super tricky, slippery, really. Go for the fusion with Gogeta there. And thanks to me tag switching from before, I actually have a bit of extra special cover change nullification left behind. Go for the assault chain just to not pop the Gohan counter. Can definitely see where he's being used, Gogeta there. My opponent goes for the main ability with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, which is an interesting strategy and can definitely be used to kill Ultimate Gohan fairly easily. I go into Gogeta, which is, you know, it was the right move to make, because he's type neutral and has full health, so he can probably tank the ultimate pretty well. And yes, he does. He doesn't even he didn't even lose 50% of his health, which is pretty impressive. Like, you know, if you really think about it, a lot of characters take a brick ton of damage from Gohan, and Gogeta actually did a pretty good job surviving such a powerful attack. Go into Vegito, or I haven't actually transformed yet, just because they've been sitting on the sidelines for so long. Here we can actually see a taste of Gohan's tanking power. Look at that defensive strength. Like, even though he's a much older character in comparison to Gogeta, him being red, having that type advantage, is so powerful and can help him tank the blue cards, which would normally deal a bit more damage. Go for the strike there because of the special cover change nullification, which really helps and makes Gohan just that much better. There, unfortunately, my opponent went for the green card and I just instinctively went for mine. That, you know, didn't exactly work out in my favor. My opponent goes for the rush with half-corrupted Fusion Zamasu, and I went into Vegeta expecting him to be able to tank if I didn't guess it, and I didn't guess it, and unfortunately, you know, I'm still getting KO'd anyways, specifically Vegeta, so that leaves me with 2 units, which would be Gogeta and Gohan. The kind of, you know, the overpowered movie duo. I think they can pull some stuff off. And get hit by half-corrupted Fusion Zamasu's ultimate, which Gohan actually does a great job of tanking. Honestly, some pretty impressive stuff here. Now, obviously Gohan is receiving some HP buffs from 14-star Gogeta and Vegito, which I guess contributes to the, how tanky he is. There, go immediately for the strike simply because, it was the right move to make. I think playing aggressively here definitely is definitely what I need to do in order to kind of bring the match back into my favor, sort of regain the advantage. Waited, had like an inaccurate time of waiting that led my opponent to get a perfect vanish on me. Real shame. And now I'm forced to use Gogeta to attack Fusion Zamasu, and so I'm working with type disadvantage. Not the best. My opponent here doesn't seem to swipe in the middle of his attacks, which I guess does make it more predictable and easier to play around for me. And here Gohan, we can really definitely see him shine, doing some decent damage against Fusion Zamasu, but Zamasu just healing it off like it's nothing. Go for the Rising Rush, just because, I need to gain that advantage back. Zamasu here getting cooked. As long as the rush doesn't get guessed, which it didn't, we can definitely shift the match back to our side and make the tables turn here. Again, Gohan just has such a high amount of utility that he just works and can definitely bring the match back. Has such an easy job of doing so. Go for Gogeta, which is perfect because we get to pop the Assault Chain. And as you can see there, we're definitely seeing Gogeta at his peak, just, attacking Gohan uninterrupted. Is just such an awesome sight to see. Same thing happens again, I go for the green card and so does my opponent. Unfortunately, I was a little late. That causes me to get caught in the combo. This time my opponent goes in for the Assault Chain, which is a shame, because after transforming, Gohan has a strike cover change, which means that I can only switch into tank, but not to actually stop the combo. Fortunately, my opponent didn't have anything to work with anyways, and now with type advantage, we can definitely see a much stronger blue card, especially with the greater opportunity of me having a full unique gauge. Go for the blue, restore my vanish, and KO Gogeta, sorry. Gohan's endurance has already been popped, so the moment I land an attack, that's a victory for me. Gohan is overall, not a bad character by any means. He's fallen off, definitely. He's at least top 10 in my opinion. He hasn't taken such a huge drop off to the point where he's completely useless, and he still has that competitive value in the meta simply because of how much utility he has and how overpowered he was when he first released. We're still seeing a lot of his value in these matches, and he did a great job demonstrating just how well he can still work together with some of the more modern units, And overall, I'd say, yeah, Gohan is not a unit to be underestimated. Hopefully we do get to see more from him. Hopefully we get to see a lot more yellow units and have a greater opportunity to show him off. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video. Leave a comment if you enjoyed, if you want to talk about anything really related to the video, if there's any kind of flaws or errors in the video that you'd like to point out, feel free to do so in the comments and I'll be more than happy to respond. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to see future videos that I may drop in the future, because I'm not just going to be doing what's popping in the community. I'm going to be doing a lot of what I want to do, showcasing some of these older units and giving them the spotlight, because a lot of players only have these units, or a lot of these older units, and didn't exactly get lucky enough to pull the newer units. So it's great to kind of showcase just where these units are in the current meta. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video. Bye, and thanks for watching.